Hi children, how are you? Today we are going to see an interesting topic in 6th English, Unit 2, Prose Section 3 of When the Trees Walked. I hope you have enjoyed the first two sections of this prose in the previous class. Now let us recall the sections 1 and 2 and then we shall see section 3. Now let us recall the sections 1 and 2 and then we shall see the third section. In section 1, we saw that grandfather had served many years in Indian Forest Service. He liked trees and plants. So, after his retirement, he built a bungalow on the outer area of Dehradun. He planted many trees around his building. The place belonged to the Doon Valley, which is very fertile. So, the saplings planted by him grew very tall and strong. Unlike grandfather, grandmother didn't mind trees. She preferred growing flowers. Grandfather also helped her in order to attract the butterflies. Section 2. In section 2, we saw that during the rains, grandfather walked into the jungle and planted many saplings and cuttings. The author protested it in the beginning, saying, "Who is going to see them?" Grandfather explained to him the uses and need of the forest. The author understood the importance of trees and helped him. They saw a small rocky island in a dry riverbed. A small mango tree was growing on the island. Grandfather said, "If a small mango tree can grow here, so can the others." They planted many saplings in that island. Now, let's see the section 3. Before going to the context, let's see the unfamiliar words and their meanings for this section. First one, rambling. It means wandering. Tamilla சுற்றி திரிதல் அப்படினு சொல்லுவோம். Next one, sprout. Sprout means germinate. முளைவிடு. நம்ம பயிரெல்லாம் முளைவிட சொல்வோம் இல்லையா? அதான் முளைவிடுதல். And next one, spectacular. It means eye catching. கண்ணை கவர்கின்ற. கண்ணை பறிக்கிற மாதிரி அழகா இருக்கு அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு இங்கிலீஷ்ல ஸ்பெக்டகுலர் அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவோம். And next one, beckon. It means gesture or signal. சைகை. நம்ம சொல்லுவோம், "ஏய் இங்க வா" அப்படின்னு கூப்பிடுவோம். இல்ல போ அப்படின்னு கையில சைகை காமிப்போம் இல்லையா? அதுதான் beckon. Next one, whispered. It means spoke in a soft voice. முணுமுணுத்தன. நம்ம நண்பர்கள் கூட பேசும்போது ரகசியமா பேசுவோம். முணுமுணுன்னு பேசுவோம் இல்லைங்களா? அதுதான் whispered. Now let us see section 3. It was the monsoon time. Usually the monsoon season was a time for rambling about because at every turn there was something new to see. பருவமழை காலம் அப்படினாலே அது சுற்றி திரிவதற்கான நேரம். ஏன்னு பாத்தீங்கன்னா எங்க பார்த்தாலும் பசுமையா பச்சை பசேல்னு நம்ம கண்ணை பறிக்கிற மாதிரி இருக்கும். And out of the earth and rock and leafless boughs, magic touch of the rains had brought life and greenness. அப்படியே அந்த மலையோட மேஜிக்னால எல்லாமே பச்சை பசேல்னு கிரீனா தெரியும் நமக்கு. Broad leaved vines were growing. அகலமான இலைகள் கொண்ட கொடிகள் படர்வதை நம்ம பார்க்க முடியும். Plants start to grow in most unlikely places. நம்ம எதிர்பார்க்காத இடங்கள் எல்லாம் பாத்தீங்கன்னா செடிகள் முளைக்க ஆரம்பிக்கும். People would take root in the ceiling. Mango would sprout on the windowsill. அரசமரம் வீட்டோட மேற்கூரையில வேர் விட்டு இருக்கும். மாமரங்கள் சாளரத்துல முளைத்திருக்கும். Both the grandfather and the author, they did not like to remove them, but they had to be removed to save the building. ரெண்டு பேத்துக்கும் மனசே இல்ல, செடிகளை எப்படி புடுங்கிறது இல்லையா? பார்க்கறதுக்கு அழகா இருக்கு, ஆனா கண்டிப்பா அதை ரிமூவ் பண்ணி தான் ஆகணும். இல்லைன்னா என்ன ஆகும்? இந்த பில்டிங்கை டேமேஜ் பண்ணிரும். நீங்க இந்த பிக்சர்ல கூட பார்க்கலாம், அப்படியே வீட்டு மேல எல்லாம் செடிகள் வந்து வளர்ந்துருக்கிறத. சோ அது பார்க்கறதுக்கு அழகா இருந்தாலும் அதை நம்ம ரிமூவ் பண்ணி தான் ஆகணும். இல்லைன்னா நம்மளோட கட்டடம் இடிந்து விழுவதற்கு அதிக வாய்ப்பு இருக்கு. Now, grandmother was very angry. She said, "If you want to live in a tree, that's all right by me. I like having a roof over my head. I'm not going to have my roof brought down by the jungle." உடனே கிராண்ட்மதருக்கு ரொம்ப கோபம் வந்துச்சு. என்னது, தாத்தாவும் பேரனும் வீட்டுல முளைச்சிருக்கிற செடியை வளர்க்கறேன்னு சொல்லிட்டு இருக்காங்க. அவங்க என்ன சொல்றாங்கன்னா, நீங்க மரத்துல வாழ விரும்பினா வாழ்ந்துக்கோங்க, என் தலைக்கு மேல கூரை இருக்கிறது தான் நான் விரும்புறேன். இந்த காடுகள் என் கூரையை இடிந்து விழுக வைக்கிறத நான் விரும்பல, அதனால இதை ரிமூவ் பண்ணியே ஆகணும் அப்படின்னு சொல்லி அவங்க கோபமா சொல்றாங்க. During the Second World War, the author was sent to a boarding school. Boarding school na உறைவிட பள்ளி. During holidays, he went to his father's home located in Delhi. So நம்ம யூசுவலா நமக்கு விடுமுறை காலங்கள்ல நம்ம தாத்தா வீட்டுக்கு போவோம், பாட்டி வீட்டுக்கு போவோம். அந்த மாதிரி இப்போ இவர் எங்க போறாருன்னு பாத்தீங்கன்னா அவரோட அப்பாவோட வீட்டுக்கு போக ஆரம்பிச்சிட்டாரு. At the meantime, his grandparents sold the house and went to England. So அதே சமயத்துல இங்க அவரோட தாத்தா பாட்டியோட வீட்டை அவங்க வித்துட்டு எங்க போறாங்கன்னா இங்கிலாந்துக்கு போயிடுறாங்க. 2 or 3 years later, the author also went to England and he was away from India for several years. So இவரும் இங்கிலாந்துக்கே போயிடுறாரு. அதுக்கப்புறமா ரொம்ப வருஷங்கள் இந்தியாவுக்கே அவங்க வரல. Some years later, he returned to Dehradun. At first, he visited the old house. It hadn't changed much. So ரொம்ப வருஷம் கழிச்சு இவங்க இப்ப டேராடூனுக்கு ரிட்டர்ன் வராரு ஆத்தர். ஃபர்ஸ்ட் வந்து அவங்க வாழ்ந்த வீட்டை தான் நம்ம பார்ப்போம். அந்த மாதிரி அவரும் போய் அவரோட அந்த வீட்டை பாக்குறாரு. அது ரொம்ப மாறல, அதே மாதிரிதான் இருக்கு. நெக்ஸ்ட், he walked towards the river bed to see the island. அடுத்து அவர் எங்க போறாருன்னு பாத்தீங்கன்னா அந்த ஐலண்ட், அவங்க மரம் எல்லாம் நெட்டினாங்க இல்லையா, அந்த ஐலண்ட பார்க்க போறாரு. It was the month of February. As he looked across the dry water course, his eye was caught by the spectacular red blooms of the coral blossoms. அப்படியே அழகான சிகப்பு வண்ண பூக்கள் கண்களை பறித்தன. உங்களுக்கு கோரல் பிளாசம்னா தெரியும், பவள மலர்னு. அந்த பிப்ரவரி மந்த்ல மரம் ஃபுல்லா அப்படியே அழகா ரெட் கலர்ல இருக்கும். சோ அந்த மாதிரி தான் அந்த மரமும் இருக்கு. அதை பார்த்தனையும் இவருக்கு அப்படியே ஒரு ஆச்சரியம், பார்த்துட்டே இருக்காரு. He was amazed to see the island change into a small green paradise in contrast to the dry river bed. அந்த ஆற்றுப்படுக்கைக்கு முரணா அந்த தீவு வந்து ஒரு அப்படியே பச்சை சொர்க்கம் மாதிரி காட்சி அளித்து அதை பார்த்து அப்படியே பிரமிச்சு போய் நிக்கிறாரு. ஏன்னா அவங்க அந்த செடிகள் நட்டும் போது அந்த ஐலண்ட் எப்படின்னா ரொம்ப ட்ரையா இருந்துச்சு. இப்ப அப்படியே ஃபுல்லா மாறி பச்சை பசேன்னு ஒரு சொர்க்கம் மாதிரி இருந்துச்சு அது. He noticed squirrels, quail, a crow pigeon living in the trees. மரங்கள்ல அணில், குயில் மற்றும் செம்பூத்து வாழ்வதை அவர் பார்த்தார். They seemed to question him with a mellow, "Who are you? Who are you?" அந்த பறவைகள்லாம் இவரை பார்த்து, யாருப்பா நீ, who are you, இங்க எதுக்கு வந்திருக்க அப்படின்னு கேட்கிற மாதிரி இவருக்கு தோணுது. But the trees seemed to know him because they were planted by him. அந்த மரங்களுக்கு அவரை நல்லாவே தெரிஞ்ச மாதிரி இருந்துச்சு. ஏன்னா அந்த மரங்களை நட்டினதே இவங்க தானே. They whispered among themselves and beckoned him to be nearer. மரங்கள் தங்களுக்குள்ள கிசுகிசுக்குது, எதுன்னு அவரை நெருங்கி அழைத்ததான். வாங்க, பக்கத்துல வாங்க, நீங்க நட்டின மரங்க தான் நாங்க அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு. He noticed many smaller trees, wild plants and grasses had sprung up under the protection of the big trees. ஒரு பெரிய மரத்துக்கடியில சின்ன சின்ன மரங்கள், பெரிய செடிகள், நிறைய புல்கள் எல்லாம் தலைஞ்சிருந்தது. அவங்க நட்டினது ஒரு மரம் தான், அந்த மரத்துக்கடிய இவ்வளவும் புதுசா வளர்ந்திருந்தது. The trees planted by him and grandfather long ago had multiplied. அவங்க நட்டின மரங்கள்ல இப்ப என்னாச்சு, நிறைய அப்படியே பல்கி பெருகி அடர்ந்த காடா மாறி இருந்தது. That is, the trees were walking again. அவங்க அந்த ட்ரீஸ் எல்லாம் இப்ப நகர்ந்து போக ஆரம்பிச்சிருக்கு. He was happy that in one small corner of the world his grandfather's dream had come true. அவருக்கு ஒரே ரொம்ப சந்தோஷம். உலகின் ஒரு சிறிய மூலையில தனது தாத்தாவின் கனவு நனவாகியதில் அவர் ரொம்பவே மகிழ்ச்சி அடைந்தார். Have you enjoyed the prose, children? Like the author's grandfather, you can also plant many saplings and cuttings in your place. Will you, children? I hope you will plant. Now, let's go for evaluation. First, discuss and answer. First question, what did grandmother feel about trees growing in the house? Grandmother felt angry about trees growing in the house. Second question, why did the author leave town? The answer is, the author left the town due to the Second World War. Third question, how did grandfather's dream come true? The answer is, the trees which he had planted long ago made the rocky island a small green paradise. Question number 4. Describe what the author saw when he went back to the island. The answer is, when he went back to the island, the author noticed the trees they had planted long ago had multiplied. Smaller trees, wild plants and grasses had sprung up under their protection. Next, we are going to see choose the best answer. Children, tick the correct option. First question. According to the author, the tendril was moving towards grandfather because it dash. Option A, needed light and warmth. Option B, did not like the light and warmth. Option C, wanted to be near grandfather. Option D, wanted to escape from the winter. Yes, the correct answer is option C, wanted to be near grandfather. Second question. Grandmother had wanted the peepal tree cut down because dash. Option A, she did not like trees. Option B, she wanted to grow flowers. Option C, it was an old tree. Option D, it was knocking down the bricks of the outhouse. Yes, the correct answer is option D. It was knocking down the bricks of the outhouse. Question 3. Grandfather helped grandma out with the gardening because he dash. Option A, liked gardening. Option B, wanted to grow flowers to attract butterflies. Option C, wanted to beautify the garden. Option D, wanted to make the house green. The answer is option B, wanted to grow flowers to attract butterflies. Question number 4. The author did not want to plant saplings in the forest because dash. Option A, no one would come to see them. Option B, it was dangerous to enter the forest. Option C, it would not be of any use to them. Option D, no one would appreciate them. The correct answer is option A, no one would come to see them. Question number 5. Grandfather felt planting trees would help the forest because dash. Option A, he wanted to make the view beautiful. Option B, the riverbed was dry. Option C, animals and birds in the forest would love him. Option D, the animals and birds would find it easier to live. Yes, the answer is option D. The animals and birds would find it easier to live. Question number 6. When the author returned from England to Dehradun, he found grandfather's dream had come true because the dash. Option A, old house had changed. Option B, river was full. Option C, trees had red flowers. Option D, forest covered the island. The correct answer is option D, forest covered the island. Children, next exercise is story map. A story map is the main events of the story given in a flowchart. Here, one story map is given for you. Let's read the given map carefully and fill in the answer. Here is a model for you. You can try by yourself. Grandfather built a bungalow and planted trees around it. During the rains, grandfather walked into the jungle and planted cuttings and saplings. They found a small rocky island and grandfather spent the day planting saplings. During the Second World War, the author was sent to a boarding school. Some years later, the author returned and visited the island. He looked around and noticed a beautiful small green paradise. Children, next exercise is telling the story in 10 sentences. You begin the story like this. The author's grandfather served in the Indian Forest Service. After his retirement, he built a bungalow and planted trees around it. I have given a story. Keeping this as an example, you can write your own. Let's see the story. During the rains, grandfather walked into the jungle and planted cuttings and saplings. Grandfather explained the uses and need of the forest. The author understood the importance of trees and helped him. They found a small rocky island. Grandfather planted a number of tamarind, laburnum and coral tree saplings. During the Second World War, the author was sent to a boarding school. 2 or 3 years later, he went to England. Some years later, the author returned and visited the island. He looked around and noticed a beautiful small green paradise. Next exercise is summary writing. You have to write a summary based on the story map that we have seen. Children, here are some useful tips to use the language properly. Let us see that in language checkpoint. You should not say, who do you want to meet? Instead, you have to say, whom do you want to meet? The reason is, who is for subject and whom is for object. If you can replace it with he or she, you have to use who. If you can replace it with him or her, you have to use whom. Next one, you should not say, did not you meet him yesterday? Instead, you have to say, didn't you meet him yesterday? Reason is, you have to use contracted form of verbs like is, do or have in questions. You should not say, how many luggage did you bring? You have to say, how much luggage did you bring? Reason is, you have to use how many for countable nouns, use how much for uncountable nouns. Next one, you should not say, what color do you want, red or green? Instead, you have to say, which color do you want, red or green? Reason is, what is used for unlimited number of choices, which is used for limited number of choices. Children, next section we are going to see is vocabulary. This is very important since it helps you to improve your word power. If you learn many words, you can easily speak or write in English. First exercise given for you is match the words to form a new word, that is compound word. When two words are used together to form a new word, it is called as compound word. One is done for you. Out plus house, outhouse. In the same way, you have to match others. The other compound words could be formed from this table are riverbed, waterfall, flower garden, sunshine, aerial root, busybody, windowsill, foothill, compound wall. Let's move on to the next exercise, children. Look at the words in the box. Make new words by adding ly wherever possible. It will not be possible with all the words. What is this ly, children? Why we have to add this? Yes, this ly is a suffix. Suffix is a letter or letters added at the end of a word to make a different or new form of the word. Example, lone plus ly, lonely. Now, let us do the exercise, children. For blossom, we can't add ly. In the same way, for fertile, we can't add ly. Vigorous, vigorously. Place, we can't add ly. Constant, constantly. Complete, completely. Strong, strongly. Unlike, unlikely. Great, greatly. Cross, crossly. Immediate, immediately. Broad, broadly. Children, next exercise given for you is antonyms. Antonyms means opposites. Look at the words in the box. Fill in the wheel with their antonyms. They have given a clue for you. All the words begin with S and are from the text. Let's read the questions and answer it, children. Hard, soft. Fat, slim. Weak, strong. Big, small. Fast, slow. Hide, seek. Rough, soft, or you may use smooth. Dull, smart. That's all in the vocabulary section, children. Next, we will see the exercises under skills. This LSRW, that is listening, speaking, reading and writing skills are very essential to excel in a language. That's why these exercises are prescribed for you. First one is listening. Now I am going to read out what happened to Nandu. Listen to it very carefully. One morning, as Nandu was walking to school, a big truck went past him. The truck went over a bump in the road and a box fell down. The box broke open. The truck kept going on and was soon gone. Out of the broken box, there fell a small brass lamp. It looked just like the magic lamp that was drawn in Nandu's storybook. It was small and made of brass. It had a handle and a car. It was small and made of brass. It had a handle and a cover. Nandu wondered if this was a magic lamp too. He decided to take it home and try it out. "Where did you get it?" said his mother. "It looks like a lamp." "It fell off a truck. Is it a magic lamp?" "It looks just like the one in the book," said Nandu. As he wiped the lamp, Nandu noticed a small button on the side. When he pressed it, a bright blue light came on and lit the whole room. Next, creative writing, children. This exercise is given to improve your creativity. Look at the picture and write the story. Here is an example. Like this, you can write your own stories. In planet Earth, man has been cutting down trees for many years. He didn't replace it by planting saplings. Trees are the only source of oxygen. As years pass by, the next generation of human beings has no good air to survive. They need the support of oxygen cylinder to survive. Thus, man pays the fees of cutting down trees. Children, hope this class was very informative and thought-provoking. Thank you, children.